Welcome. Welcome to the Fulfilled After 50 podcast. I am not even sure which episode we are on, so I've sort of lost track through this pandemic and uncertain times that we're in, right? But we continue on. We get up, show up for yourself, show up for your family, show up for your kids, right? You still want to get up with intention for the day. So that is the title of this podcast, is Intentionality. And so we're going to go over 7 ways to get up and put intention in your life. And the first one is, just as we said, start your day with intention. And it is to grow on purpose. So write down in the morning when you get up, even if it's just one goal that you want to achieve that day. Maybe it's just eating a little bit healthier that day. Maybe it's just getting in a workout that day. Maybe it's just calling a friend and extending a little kindness that day. But grow on purpose. That means setting an intention for the day. The next thing is make that commitment public. What that means is when you share your commitment with somebody else, it makes that a stronger commitment. Meaning if you, like say, I want to lose 10 pounds and you share that commitment with a friend or somebody who can keep you accountable, it's going to make a stronger commitment, right? So during this pandemic, a little bit of shutdown, my focus is more on being consistent in my workouts, because when you have an online business, it's hard. Sometimes you sort of slide on the back end. So my workouts have not been as consistent as they used to be, honestly. So now I do an online workout with a trainer. So when she says she's going to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, you better be right. Like, I'm going to be there with her, right? So it's making that commitment public, whatever goal you want to, you're going for in that time. And then the third thing is identify, write down the areas you want to personally grow in. And you should identify at least 2 areas, no more than 4. Really, 2 to 3 is perfect. And what that means is, like, do you want to grow spiritually? Do you want to grow your mindset? Do you want to grow in your health? Do you want to grow in your relationships? Do you want to grow in your business? So those are all areas of growth. And then, so, you have an area of growth of choice or a growth area of skill. So like for my growth area of choice would be like my mindset, my discipline, my attitude, all of those, like I want to get up in the morning and start with. And then the second area is an area of skill for me, like growing as a speaker or learning technology. So I want to grow in those areas. So I'm going to write it down, because when you write it down and get it out of here, it makes a whole world of difference, right? And then the next one is invest. Invest in 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day in those areas that you want to grow in. So if I'm growing my mindset, what am I going to do? I'm going to read. I'm going to read something positive to make me grow personally in becoming a better person. I'm going to read my Bible. I'm going to devotion. So that's going to make me grow. And I'm going to do that an hour a day. And technology and then growing as a speaker. So I'm going to maybe take a course and spend an hour a day learning what I need to do to get better in these areas. And so when you invest an hour a day, you're going to prepare, practice, and reflect. Prepare, practice, reflect. Prepare, practice, reflect. So those are the three areas that when you are looking on investing an hour a day. Now, we're going to invest 1 hour a week. When you have been preparing, practicing, reflecting, you're going to jot down like 3 to 5 words, okay? So if you are not used to journaling, the best thing that you can do throughout the day is maybe jot down 3, 4, 5 words. Doesn't have to make sense, just jot it down. Like if I am out for a walk and some things are hitting me, you can get so creative, guys, when you are out in nature, especially right now when we are in an era of quarantine. Like, get out in nature, take a walk, guys, but those creative juices flow when you are out walking. So I'll write it down in my phone, on my notes, and then come back and write it down on a piece of paper. And then eventually you'll start journaling and you'll start writing paragraphs. And that helps you as you prepare, practice, and reflect on those areas you want to grow in. The next thing is share. Share your growth with someone. Share your growth with someone, okay? So when you are sharing your growth with someone and they are so happy for you, do it the next week and do it the next week. But when you share your growth with somebody and they are truly, truly happy for you, that makes you want to continue on that momentum of going to the next week and the next week. Now, listen to this very carefully. If you share your growth with someone and they are not happy for you, move on. Move on to that friend or that confidant that is going to be so happy for you, it helps you continue on with your growth. I have had to cut out several people, guys, that were either toxic or negative in my life because it adds nothing for you. So then the next thing is, and this is the last point, is invest in yourself. So, as we were raising our kids, we always invested in coaches for them, right? We invest in coaches to up their game, right? To make their skills better. But a coach pushes you, right? If we feel uncomfortable, what is that first intuition in us? We stop, right? So invest in yourself and invest in a coach because they push you. Because either we step forward into growth or we move backwards into safety. So we always want to move forward, right? We always want to get better. We don't want to go backwards. We always want to keep moving forwards. That's why we always say leave the past in the past, because nothing good is going to come out of that. We are in the present, but we really want to grow in our future. So here is part of those 7. Hope you can take notes.